Welcome to Own Your Words. Fatally. Word meaning, with 12 example sentences. Pronunciation. Fatally. Fatally. It is an adverb. Meaning. 1. In a way that causes death. 2. In a way that will make something fail or be unable to continue. 3. In a way that seriously damages or harms something or someone, or may cause them to fail in the future. Examples. 1. There is simply too much heat lost to the attic, making the roofs fatally warm. 2. When she returned a short while later, she found the 27-year-old Cosby fatally wounded. 3. It was fatally flawed at its inception in 1946, and has never functioned as it was intended to. 4. 12 days later, the Union military tracked him down in Virginia, where he was fatally shot. 5. The devil seems to put himself in your place, but in fact, fatally, he puts you into his. 6. While it might have seemed like a grand plan, the concept was fatally flawed. 7. Lennon was fatally shot outside his New York apartment building in December 1980. 8. In 1805, the British Admiral, Horatio Nelson, was fatally shot on his flagship, the Victory. 9. The figurative windows, however, are fatally infected by Victorian sentimentality. 10. He died in early October, most likely fatally wounded while fighting Scottish raiders. 11. While it might have seemed like a grand plan, the concept was fatally flawed. 12. What is good for the food industry can be fatally bad for the health of the entire. Finally. Word meaning, with 12 example sentences. Pronunciation. Finally. Finally. It is an adverb. Meaning. 1. Finally means, at the end of a long wait. 2. Used especially at the beginning of a sentence to introduce the last point or idea. 3. At the end of a long series of events or actions. Examples. 1. After a lot of questioning, James finally admitted he had taken the car. 2. Finally, don't miss Albuquerque's amazing punk band, playing tonight at the Lunar Club. 3. I was put on hold for about 10 minutes before I got to speak to my dad. 4. Finally, I'd like to thank all those people who helped make the conference such a success. 5. The food finally arrived at the end of last week and distribution began. 6. Finally, after 10 hours of negotiations, the gunman gave himself up. 7. Finally, I invented a new adjustable post hole, which I thought would make my fortune. 8. Destiny grew tired of trying to get her attention, and finally went to her room to play. 9. It finally gathered the nerve to ask Mother and Grandma for permission to date. 10. It never occurred to me to ask why Papa finally stopped playing in the orchestra. 11. She laughed for an entire minute before she finally got control of herself again. 12. By scolding, pushing, shoving, and squeezing, I finally got him started on his way. Financially. Word meaning, with 12 example sentences. Pronunciation. Financially. Financially. It is an adverb. Meaning. 1. With respect to money, from a financial point of view. 2. In a way that relates to money or how money is managed. 3. In a way that is related to money or making money. Examples. 1. They suggested that the use of eco-friendly cleaning materials was not financially viable. 2. She was not financially disadvantaged, although she received only a partial pension. 3. He had every intent of supporting her, emotionally, physically, and financially. 4. Alex had been around to protect her for the last 7 years, physically and financially. 5. He had every intent of supporting her, emotionally, physically, and financially. 6. But at the same time, senior staff are financially compensated for their lack of job security. 7. You can also disassociate yourself financially from someone else's bad record. 8. He's terrified Theo will pull away from him, not only financially, but also emotionally. 9. Then the governor took away the month of November, and it hurt us financially. 10. Although Bobby was in want financially, this prize fund was not acceptable to him. 11. But he did like the idea that he'd someday be financially successful. 12. Gone are Marco's contributions, which helped keep the household financially afloat. Formally, word meaning, with 12 example sentences. Pronunciation. Formally. Formally. It is an adverb. Meaning. 1. In a very correct way that is suitable for official or important occasions. 2. Officially. In a way that follows an agreed or official way of doing things. 3. In accordance with official procedure. Examples. 1. He felt like his heart was being squeezed through a juicer, but he bowed formally. 2. You will receive a letter formally confirming your appointment as professor of English. 3. The contract is not binding until it has been formally agreed by both parties. 4. Nevertheless, both provide the opportunity for such attainments to be formally recognized. 5. There were no hereditary or formally elected chiefs, nor was there any vestige of monarchy. 6. The Democrats were successful, and the bonds were formally repudiated in 1842. 7. Though not yet formally declared, the Long War was now in full progress. 8. Although she only came from downstairs, she was formally attired in street clothes. 9. The girls sat formally down in the sand and straightened their skirts over their knees. 10. As the column of fire reached the beach, Calypso stood and bowed to it formally. 11. Old friends greeted Griff with smiles and embraces, the new men more formally. 12. When they parted to return to their own schools, he took her hand formally. Frantically. Word meaning, with 12 example sentences. Pronunciation. Frantically. Frantically. It is an adverb. Meaning. 1. Done in a hurried way, and in a state of excitement or confusion. 2. In a way that is almost out of control because of extreme emotion, such as worry. 3. In a frantic manner, in a nervously hurried, desperate, or panic-stricken way. Examples. 1. As the helicopter flew overhead, they waved frantically, trying to attract its attention. 2. I counted the bobbing heads and arms of 10 people swimming frantically. 3. They have not been trotted out yet, because they are still frantically being drafted. 4. In the sky, little Harold suddenly appeared, frantically flapping his wings like a fuzzy butterfly. 5. The finance committee of the new council has looked frantically in every direction. 6. To make the absence of incident, the narrative jumps around frantically in time. 7. My eyes scan frantically, but my body gives up, falling weakly back onto the gurney. 8. To make up for the absence of incident, the narrative jumps around frantically in time. 9. I frantically unzip it, starting to slide out of it when I see Patches floating away. 10. Ignatius called frantically, watching the last of the battalion file through the door. 11. Once, he waved his hand frantically to answer a question, but the teacher ignored him. 12. As we walked into the room, Tanu and I looked frantically about for any disorder. If you like the video, please hit the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for more videos. Meanings and examples are available in video description.